And yeah, this is obviously photo. It's put through a process, but it's a picture I took of rocks. I cropped out the some of the background so he stands out. But that's Anubis. And when Forrest Fenn says he's sitting on some guy's tombstone, he's talking about these tombs are 14,000 years old. They're not recognized by the government. They're not recognized as actual, actually being there. But you can see here, these people are running and in a big hurry to go see Anubis to die. They're on their way. Anubis is the god of the dead. And he's the Egyptians say he's a jackal. But since Anubis came from Colorado originally, because this Anubis is older than the one in Egypt, so he came from here originally. So Anubis wasn't a jackal, he was a coyote. But, yeah, that's a new, see, I got my picture. Where's here's the one that I did today. This is the pictures I got today. So I'll open that. And you see, this is him here. It's the dog, and here's his scepter. But he's in there. I can zoom in. See, there's his head. That's Anubis there. And his scepter has a vortex in it. And you see these black figures? These black things are people. Each one of them, there's a whole bunch of people, and then they go up this ladder, and then there's this vortex here, and they get sucked off over, go to heaven. They get blasted away to heaven. And, see, here's tic-tac-toe, 4 holes. I don't know what that thing is, yeah, you see the shapes, and Anubis was easy. He's got the red, his mouth is underneath in the shade, the red for his mouth is down there in the shade. But, yeah, this is, Forrest Fenn loves archaeology, and he really loves that Egyptian stuff. Well, there's Anubis right there. I was up there taking pictures today. So, Forrest Fenn's Egyptian cemetery was sitting on that guy's tombstone. Don't you know the guy that carved that thing is proud of himself? Do I need to show you Anubis again? I think you've seen Anubis there. Some of the new people coming in hadn't seen him. But I do have the color version. See, I've got these. So I cut him out. I cut him out of the rock. The shape that's in there. And I put it through the art program, and it does these different effects to it, So I could have that. But you see, it's the same. The art thing doesn't change the general shape. It sometimes it smooths out the rough spots. This one kind of see the stars and turns it into a nebula. So. But it makes wonderful art, I'm thinking, heck with the treasure. I can make millions off the art that I can make from this stuff. Not missing that elephant mask. The elephants are up there too. They're mammoths. I can get it going here. I can get the elephant going. People wonder, what happened to that last video you did? Well, there was only like 6 people watching, and I accidentally flashed over my coin entry, so I made it private until after that coin contest. After the coin contest, I'll take the private off it. Nobody else. I'm 2 years ahead, and all this art is just everywhere up there, and it's not. You're not going to learn my area and go there and get it. It's going to take you, you know. And anybody else going in there is going to have to figure out, you know, all the stuff I'm figuring out and get there. Oh, yeah, this is a treasure. You know, there's Anubis, man. That's a treasure itself. They're ancient. I got Egyptian ruins in Colorado. That's not a treasure? Jeez, you know. Some people, they can't put, they don't do the math. You know, all they're thinking is the treasure, the treasure, the treasure. And they don't realize that you can find something. What if you found LeBlanc's treasure? It's worth 30 million. 30 million gold bars in the same area, you know? So, yeah, that's Anubis. God of the dead. The Egyptian god of the dead. Oh, what is it? This is just another. But you see this face and the nose. It's a head. It's, you know, these are some of the other things I took pictures of today, I guess. Oh no, that's some art stuff. But, yeah, there's the Indian head. See, this is a big Indian headdress done artistically. One at a time. Yeah. So yeah, you see the Indian face here, and then this is his feathered headdress waving behind him. It's beautiful. It's made from rocks. So, some of these are put through the art program. Sometimes the art program destroys what's in there. But here you can see the rock a little better. You know, it's just added color to the rock. But, you know, this is an Indian head. Look at his big Indian headdress. He's the chief. Okay. Well, it's Forrest. Do you know his name? And what's the most popular email service? Okay, his name at Gmail. Yeah, look at this big old face here. You can see these are the teeth. Here's his nose. Here's the eye. You know, this is a big old head right here. And there was somebody else standing. His nose is another person. That's the same formation. Just see the art program takes out the roughness. So you see this guy's head here. He's standing here. This looks like an elephant trunk. So there's a little elephant here next to him. But there's a guy in here and his arm reaching out. There's 3 people over here. You know, look at this eye and the nose and the mouth. He's got people standing on his lip, and there's just a lot of stuff up there. There's Anubis again. So yeah, you can see his mouth here. That's Anubis. There's his nose, his pointed ears. He's sitting here in his throne, and there's his scepter. So this is Forrest Fenn, the cemetery. He's sitting on some type of tombstone, and I got the God of the Dead, and people don't realize that that's a cemetery. Yeah. If you run Mount Rushmore through software, do the presidents disappear? No, I can put them through. It doesn't. I'll show you. I've got it on here without any software right there. That's Anubis. This is a picture I took today. His mouth that red line in his mouth is in the shade here. You got to get a picture earlier in the day to get his mouth, because that's the red in the shade there. See, that's his mouth underneath. But that's Anubis, and this is his scepter. There's a vortex here, and there's a crowd of people going down here, and they go up the ramp here, and you see the black things are the people, and they're coming up this stairway, and then they drift off into heaven. They're up here drifting away. You see this guy here, and see, she's running. See her leg behind her. These are people drifting off to heaven. He's the God of the dead. He's ushering them to heaven. The cemeteries was where they left the bodies, and the coyotes would drag them off and devour them, and the vulture, the animals would eat them, but that's why Anubis, the coyote, was the god of the dead. Yeah, Mount Rushmore still shows up. Frank 22. There are plenty of other treasures. Yes. Yeah, I've got a Clovis knife. You can see the flakes that have been flaked off on that edge. So, yeah, and it's sharper than, whoop, dropped it on the keyboard. Lucky the screen didn't change, right? See, that's the cutting edge. And I found this a quarter mile from where Anubis is, because everything there is sculpted. It's some of it you can't tell what it is, but it's so much easier when you get a picture of it. That's his scepter. The people coming along and they're going up the ramp and drifting off to heaven. Sunsets. We're out of go this way for the Anubis there. See, these are just raw pictures I took today. So, some of them like this, I don't know what's in there. Right now I can see a nose right here and a mouth, and there's a head here, But I take the pictures, and then I come back and look at the pictures and see what's in them. It's one of those things. You won't know what's in it, Bill, until you take a picture. Oh, yeah. That's a political joke. Well, I wish the best. I'm not in that area. Yeah. Okay, so on and on this way to... And you see, well, there's a figure down here. You see him? There's a face in here, and there's a face right here. There's another face right now. It's just, and people go, oh, it's pareidolia. It's pareidolia. Oh, no, it's pareidolia. There can't be such a spiritual mountain. They want, it's got to be your imagination because those can't be real. My reality would be all messed up if those are real. Yeah. Why did you? I said the last video disappeared because I accidentally flashed the screen on my coin entry for, the coin contest. So there was only like 5 people that seen it. So I made it private until after the coin contest. What was the title? It was, I don't know. I'm not going to look it up right now. I'm doing something else. Yeah, and there's somebody down here. There's a head there. Somebody laying here. Oh, yeah, that's their body, and there's their knee coming up. And yeah. Yeah, that face. Ooh. Boy, this is an eye, the nose, and this is the mouth. There's his bottom jaw. Yeah. And that's see the mammoth head here, and the trunk coming down. This is a mammoth head in the trunk. The Colombian mammoth had pinchers on the end of his trunk. And one of the symbols they make is the hand like this. And that's the Colombian, and that's where the handshake comes from too. You know, the two-finger hand like the mammoth has on the end of his trunk. He basically, the Colombian mammoth has a hand on the end of his trunk. Or person pointing up to the left, yeah. Yeah, there, that one there. This face. And his arm's going up there. Yeah, I got other... We'll go on to... Yeah. Oh, see, there's a... You know... Look at this. It's somebody's legs and their body and their arms reaching. I don't know, were they diving into the river? Yeah, it's really rough. I have trouble seeing what's in there sometimes, you know. You got to wait till late at night. You zoom in, zoom out. Sometimes it's a bigger thing than what you're trying to see. There's a figure sitting here. See her? That's her face, and here's her breasts, and here's her waistline. And what? She's sitting on somebody's head. Yeah. So let's go on. You know, sometimes I'm like, well, I got to make sure that's really what's there. You know, it might be something else. But they were masters of illusion and stuff. They did the artwork. See this guy? Here's his nose. Here's an eye. Here's his mouth. Here's his other eye. This is his head. Okay? So, and there's... Because the whole thing, there's something there, you know, you got, what is it? Look at this guy laying up here. There's his head, and here's his arm reaching, coming out. And there's another guy here laying behind him, you know. This is their kind of cemetery. Human figures laying on the ground. There, yeah, right here. This crocodile right here. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, there probably is a lion. Here's some guy here, and what's this, his dog or something? Or is that the lion? This is his cemetery. Anubis is there. This is a cemetery. Cemetery. It's ancient archaeology. It's Egyptian ancient archaeology. And Forrest doesn't give a crap about ancient archaeology or Egyptian stuff, right? That's why he says he loves that stuff in his book. Jeez. What's Forrest got to do with... They wouldn't allow him to dig in Pompeii. The government here doesn't recognize that this is an actual site. He's allowed to dig here if he wants. You know? People don't get it. I can't put two and two together. You got to put two and two together. That's because if you don't tie relationships, how's he related to this? It's Anubis, the god of the dead. This is an ancient cemetery. So, don't be, you know, people, well, I don't know why Forrest would be interested in ancient archaeology. He doesn't care about arrowheads or anything old Indian stuff. Well, that guy almost got blue, glowing eyes, man. Yeah. You see his arms and everything. Here's a head in there. Let's go to the next picture. Now, this was a cube thing. This is like a cube. You can see it looks like a Borg ship, you know? but I figured there has to be stuff all over it. And there is. There's a guy in there. Look at this. Look at his head is perfect. That's his head. There's an eye and an eye. I can't. Do I have a clear? Is the next picture of it clear? Nope. Next picture isn't of it. Only took one picture of it. Usually I take more than one picture in case they're blurry like that. Yeah. I go see my son and grandkids once or twice a month. Yeah, look at these people here. Look at this guy. Look at his nose and his chin, his eye, and that's his wife over here. That's what these are. It's a cemetery. It's their memorial. The coyotes dragged their bodies off, but they left a memorial for themselves. This is a Anubis, and it's through the trees, you see, from another angle. There's Anubis's head. There's his coyote snout, you know, his pointed ears. And the red tongue is underneath in there in the shade. You can, even the red comes out when I zoom in enough, because the computer kind of adjusts to the light. And this is his scepter again. This was the closest shot I could get of. I got to go over to the other side of the. See, there's a guy standing. There's just crazy stuff going on in there. There's these people running. That's what I said. It's Anubis. It's the Egyptian god of the dead. He guards the cemeteries. Forrest Fenn sitting on the tombstone. Nobody's destroying it. But there are. They need to stop allowing climbers in there. There's pitons. About 5 feet above Anubis is a piton stuck in the rock. You know, destroying. It's going to get destroyed if they don't take recognition of this stuff. You know, and I went and talked to the archaeologist at the Forest Service that's in charge of this area, and she thinks that I have a wild imagination. I don't think so. This is a face. This is somebody here. There's his eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin, and this is his arm going back, and his leg going forward, his foot up there. They're running to Anubis. They're in a hurry to die. There's a dog or something there. There's something. I don't know. But, yeah, they're running to Anubis. Here's someone else down here. That's another human figure running to Anubis. It's a woman. So there's a guy up here. You know, well, you see even a different one. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of Anubis. Okay. I'm just trying to, see, these are different camera. I just click with my camera. See, now he's out of focus, but he's right there. Even out of focus, you can see there's Anubis with his set. See, sometimes out of focus takes the roughness out of it, and you can see the shapes more. But oh, see, now these are the figures down below. Let's just see this guy's eye, and this is his arm coming up, and his hand holding something. There's another person here. And here's his arm reaching that way. Hello. See, there's a head right there, man. Eyes, nose, mouth. And then there's her butt and her knee and foot. And, you know, when you see what they call pareidolia, you see like half a face. You don't get whole faces. And I'm going to zoom ahead, click ahead here. This is, yeah, that's there. He's up here. So I was trying to get more of the rock than just the Anubis part. And you see, like the pyramids in Mexico, these guys, their art, they play with shadows and stuff, and so you know, there'd be, you know, maybe that black thing, it might represent a serpent. I don't know, but there's, you know, here's somebody here, you know, here's their arm coming over. This is right above Anubis. Anubis is down in the lower left of this. See, like Anubis is over on this left side. But in the crack here, see, there's figures down here. There's this guy over here. See his nose here, and an eye. Look, he has cheeks in his mouth. But this coming across his eyes is another person laying it. See, there's a leg coming across. There's a leg, and there's their head inside him. These people were into an eyebrow is a whole nother person, you know? And you can go zooming in, and it's just amazing what they done. You know, what are these? We can see it. There's a head over here, but you know, that's why he says marvel gaze. You got to stare at it. You got to stare at it before you're going to see it. Him again. Let's go on. So you can see Anubis down in the bottom corner down there. He's down there. See? So this is the upper part of the rock. And, oh, look at that. See, there's the piton and the chain. Somebody put a nail in that rock, you know? And this is ancient archaeology. That's got to stop. There's this guy here. Look, see his head? Look at his mouth, his nose, his eyes. This stuff needs to be protected. We don't need these dang pitons and chains and climbers destroying 14,000-year-old archaeology. And our park services don't care. They don't care. Oh, no, you're just imagining that. Look at eye, nose. You know, it's worn out and all that. Here's his body below him. You can see, you know, there's a leg, and there's a leg. Here's his crotch. His arms are behind him or something. But, you know, it's there. And a lot, you got to look at the shapes of the rocks. There's an eye, a nose, mouth. There's a head there. There's... It's not clear. It's not perfect. But that's what it is. This is the whole... Anubis is... He's down here. He's in there somewhere. Where is he? He's down in the... this is above Anubis, so yeah, you see, here's an eye. This is a person in here. There's this guy over here. You see, his ear is still there. 14,000 years he's been there. And I was the first one to say hello to him. Yeah, look at this. That's some type of there's patterns in there, but it seems that these figures are standing out. So the holes are kind of blank spaces. There's a face. Look at that face. Isn't that cool? They do it on purpose. It's totally intentional. You don't get this many faces with pareidolia. This is psychedelic, is what it is. It's not pareidolia. This is psychedelic caveman art, and it's Forrest. There's Anubis right there. See, there's Anubis, the coyote, dog of the dead, and his scepter, and the dead people running to him. So people are leaving. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, the reason I started a video was I seen a man alone talking about that these things things in the poem have to be there forever. They can't be man-made because man-made won't be there forever and stuff like that. Some of the things that the Homer Brown and No Place for the Meek and all that are waypoints. They're waypoints on the way to the treasure, on the way to this art. When you find the blaze in the poem, the first blaze in the poem, there's more than one blaze because each of the drawings in the book are blazes there that you'll find in nature. And so once you get to the first blaze, actually the gypsies come before this blaze with the heavy loads. And when you get there, and then you follow it down till it ceases, and it ceases at the wood, where the word wood it's cut out of the forest like a alien crop circle. The wood is the word wood. It's about 3/4 of a mile long, half a mile long. It's big word wood cut out of the forest. The trees are gone. There's just grass in the wood. There's only grass in the wood. And it's the word wood. And it's the word wood cut out of the forest is art. Wood is art. I don't have any wood sculptures. I don't have a wooden Moses. And Leo Salazar's dead. So, geez, I guess I have to try and carve some wood myself. But, you know what I mean? The wood, and Leo Salazar was carving that Moses, and Moses didn't complain a bit. That wood didn't seem to mind him taking a knife to it and making it into a piece of art. Wood, substitute the word wood for art. If you're brave and in the art, he was brave and in the art. He went into the art business alone. It's simple. Wood pictures have wood picture frames. So the art is in the wood. So you got to substitute the word wood with the word art. It's simple. That's simple. But then there's, so if you're brave and in the art, and the art is the drawings in his book, and the drawings in his book you find in nature, because you got to marvel gaze, you got to stare at these rocks for a while before you see those shapes and the figures. And I mean, my body, I can't keep looking. I'm debating whether, because I found all this art, and I don't know if the art is his trove or if the treasure is his trove. And I found the art. I've been brave. I've found all the art in the wood and stuff. Yeah, he did. There's something. Yeah, but he saw a team up. Yeah, hoping for a female companion. That way I know it's not a gold digger. She can go gold digging with me and enjoy it after I find it with me. And I'd know that I found somebody that liked me for me and not for the gold. Obviously, there's nobody that likes me, but they like that gold. And once I find that gold, there'll be gold diggers knocking on my door. So, if she knocks on my door before I find the treasure, she's not a gold digger. That's the way it works. I'm checking places that a 79-year-old man can go and an 87-year-old man can't go. Yeah, I'm not moving to California to marry you or nothing, Frank. Yeah. So I got some people like Mr. Brown just got in here, and I might as well show him Anubis. That's what I was doing. I'll go back to Anubis and show him Anubis. There's Anubis. Forrest Fenn's Anubis guards the Egyptian cemeteries. But this is Anubis in Colorado. That's the dog-headed god. So I'll take it back to my other ones. Where'd they go? Oh, it was there. So, yeah, and I had the artistic Anubis. There. There's Anubis, the god of the dead. Yeah. So, yeah, Anubis is guarding his treasure and his cemetery. Anubis. And Anubis has an alpha and an omega in it. You know that? Anubis. So these are people running to this god of the dead. I trimmed out the rocks, the shapes that were there. I trimmed off the other stuff that's kind of a distraction, and then I put it through an art program, and it colors it up pretty, and I'm going to be selling prints of some of this stuff, because until the government has some type of protection to protect it, I'm not going to tell people exactly where these things are so they can be destroyed, This is all art I've made from the... Now this is really neat. Look at all the figures in there. You see this person standing here? Look at his arms and his legs. There's a guy there. These, it's someplace. Oh, those are hoodoos. No, they're not. This is ancient art. I got to get him to stop the rock climbers that go in there. Because look at all that. Look at this guy over here with his little big long beard, and It's amazing stuff. Bing! Okay. Oh, that was a comment on the video. Okay. It wasn't in the chat. Spirit world. Don't you? Yeah, this is a very spiritual place. They probably see it too. I remember the ladies in the rocks. You did best looking rocks I've ever seen. Yep. Yeah. He says in the Spanish Toy Factory, find a good looking rock. You see, sometimes the closer you get, the less you see. But you can still face it. There's just, it's just a crowd of people. There, you see, I put it through the art program. It colors them up, and it helps you see some faces you might not have seen. Oh wow, what's that? See, I don't know what that was, but the art program did something to it. Some of these are just wild. The thing that some of the art program ruins some of them, but look at his face right here, man. Oh, look at that eye and nose. Look at that big open mouth, one tooth or something. Yeah, why must I go? Why must I go and leave my trove for all to seek? I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. Tired and weak is a clue. It's not just a condition. See the people, see the shadows of the people in here? The heads? There's 4 of them in there. But this stuff is all over the place. This is a big head. There's his eye and his mouth. Yeah, but there's other figures in him. See his face up here. He's got somebody up on top of his head. I think that's near Moses. It's Anubis. Friends! Friend Harold Hinkle. He's a guitar master for Capitol Records. That was one. Yeah, you see the wing thing here. This is a head, but yeah, this is a figure here standing here with the feathered. Need the raw images before I put it through the. That was the Olnac head, see, with flames added. But you can see his eye, his nose. Oh, cool. I gotta hear that. You have to link that in there on the video. So you know who does anybody say that isn't a head? Look, he's got a mustache and a beard, and his eyes and his nose, and he's got a bottle cap for a hat. Maybe that's the bottle cap. I don't know. But see, there's figures down below him too, down here. He's holding the tombstone. Here's the head and arm. This is, actually, the rock looks better than the art. And there's Cody. This is my own. You see, my last name's Gorman, so I had this rock and I colored it. And so it looks like a Gorman, doesn't it? You know, R.C. Gorman. one of his little Indian women. But look at his face back here. Woo-hoo. Oh, see, that's me. It's my dad, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather. That's all Gormans. That's 4 generations. And he was born in 1876. He was born in 1906. He was 1932. A year after Forrest. My dad was a aviator in the Navy. Did you paint that? It was a black and white picture. I colorized it, and then I put it through the art program that made it look like a painting. Yeah, it's cool. I got, and that guy was my this is my great-great-grandfather here. Your great-great-grandmother, Mary Allen Rogers, and she's descended from Colonel James Rogers and General Ethan Allen. So there's Forrest right there. There's Forrest right there. And there's Forrest over here too. So he's on there a few times. But yeah, man alone. The treasure's not associated with any structure. No, right. The treasure isn't. But some of the things in the poem, especially one of the things in the poem, is a man-made structure. One of the things, the waypoints, is a man-made structure. That'd be heavy loads. Heavy loads. How do you have natural heavy loads? Well, that's there too. Lots of snow. So there's the natural heavy loads of snow, but there's a man-made heavy loads there. And I think that's the one he's talking about. It's no place for the meek. So, anyhow, you heard my dog slop up his water. I got the door open, so he comes in and out how he likes. It's the only clue that doesn't exist. Though when he was a kid, I don't think heavy loads was there. Unless he's calling the heavy loads of snow. But that's, well, there's other heavy loads of this type too. But it's not the only one. Brown is, probably the richest brown in the world. It was. Yeah, that guy was up there with Bill Gates and Elon Musk and all them, So, all right. Well, I'm gonna switch to a little ending picture. I made that one too. So, and this picture I made, I used one of my sunsets, and then all of everything that's silhouetted, the trees and each of the things I got from different silhouette things and put them in there, and then I turned on the art to it. And yeah, I made that. I got a few of them. That's me. I'm up in the front. That's a Boeing Stearman, and I paid $200 for 2 hours, and we did hammerheads, barrel rolls, and the end over the loop-de-loop up over the big circle thing, upside down. Yeah, I done that. there's me up there. So you got my video cam. That's my video camera. Yeah, he's a deep dream generator. That's me. Art program messed up my face. There's the F-100 that's at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. Near, what is that town? Well, Eglin's Fort Walton Beach. It's my dog, Jack. There's the mammoth worshiper. See this guy? He's got his head buried in the head of the mammoth. Here's his behind, his back, his woman's next to him. But he's got his head pressed against the head of the mammoth. But look at that. There's this other guy next to him. This weird thing. Look at this head here. Wow, there's alien eyes and stuff. There's the totem. Teacher had a face like a can opener. This is the elephant that's at Fenn Galleries by the pond. It's a mammoth, or it might be an Indian elephant. Because his ears are so. I think it's a mammoth. I'd have to ask Forrest if that's a mammoth or a. He told me who made it, but you know, when you're listening to somebody and not recording them, you can't remember the name. There's the mammoth temples. This is one of the things up at the top of the mammoth temple. See, here's his head and his body. Here's his butt and his legs. He's standing, but his arm is reaching out, and there's a whole bunch of people. There's a bunch of people on his arm, and they're going into a door in the mountain. I'm trying to find the entrance to the underworld. And there it is. One of the blazes. Give me an F. Give me an E. Give me an N. Give me an N. Fenn. Boom. Here's the fish. Here's his tail. Here's the hooks. Fenn. That's the blaze. That's one of the blazes. It's like, have I look around? There's one spot near there that I gotta check, and I gotta leave the dog in the car when I do it, because I don't want the dog get run over, and he won't climb on those rocks. But I'm done. I think almost an hour. You want me to go for an hour? Yeah, I've turned into, his treasure hunt has turned me into an artist. This is a Clovis man kneeling and worshiping a Colombian mammoth. You can see his eye. He's got like a bandana on. His top of his head is, blacked off because he's wearing a black bandana, like a biker bandana. This Bill Blackburn there. Yeah, see, he's got a beard. He's got a big nose. And here's his arm coming down, and his other arm coming down and crossing. He's got his arms crossed. Look, he's wearing like Barney Rubble shorts in his back of his thigh and his leg, and he's on his knees. He's on his knees here worshiping a mammoth. And I mean, this was just a rock. It was just rock formations, and this is one of the ones that the art program said, this is what's there. And it's like, and I went back and I looked at the original. Yep, that's what's there, And so this could be like, it's like the world's oldest photograph. Because that guy was there 13,000 years ago at least. This is some cool art. This is almost Dolly-ish. And it's a picture of my rocks that I put through. And you can see the eye and the nose here. There's a face over on this side. But there's people standing in here. Look at these. These are like the hunters or something. And then I'll zoom in. Because what's in there is you know, this is totally, where was it? There were some other people before. There was a mammoth in here somewhere too. But is that the treasure right there? Yeah, this is a figure here. There's, yeah. Or it's the elephant. It's facing to the right. Yeah, well. I give up. What did I see the last time I looked at it? There's a lot of, see, there's stuff up at the top. See the Indians there? One little, two little, three little Indians. Yeah. Here we go. The temple's that way. And my mammoth, this one, I took that picture from my car. All right, that's a mammoth head right there. I have the Facebook Clovis Man is my where I put my art that I make. My Clovis Man page on Facebook. See, here's that guy kneeling and worshiping the mammoth. This is, see my ceiling? This is a mammoth head. This is the mammoth. This is the eye. And this is his trunk coming down. This is the mammoth, and this is the guy kneeling worshiping the mammoth. They were mammoth worshipers. The mammoths here were they didn't have Dodge Rams. They had Clovis mammoths. The mammoth was their truck. It was their tractor. They rode them just like in India and Burma. The same thing. And the mammoth had a hand at the end of his trunk. Yeah, a little hand. He could pick things up. You see elephants, they pick up but the mammoth had more appendage to his trunk. You know. That's the wizard down here. See his pointed hat. And if I say that's his pointed hat, his head must be right under it. That's my jumping into the Grand Canyon, eh? You see the deer? That one's neat. I tell you, that was a cool picture. That deer just stood there and let me take his picture. This is what I think might be this is going to be the Omega also. You see there's an Omega and there's an Omega. And it's also, is that an arch or is it a bell shape? You know what I mean? And it's got this head in front and the arm reaching around it, and that's a very odd. And you see the brickwork going around the hole, around the arch. You know, that's not natural. Them stacked rocks and it you know. Is this princess laying there? But this is a cemetery. It's the Egyptian cemetery. There's the Olnac head without the flames. Here you can see all the elephant trunks. Yep, where is it? Don't go off the picture. You see all these elephant trunks curling up. Here's an elephant trunk. Here's an elephant trunk curling. But there are also these, these are heads. Look at this guy. This guy, his arm's dislocated, but you see he's got another guy on his shirt, but he's got shoulders, he's got a mouth and two eyes, and, I call him Mr. Unnatural. Look at the guy on his chest. That went through deep, deep dream. There's the mammoth temples. And you see the elephant head and the trunk curls around here. This is his trunk. This is another mammoth here. And then Moses is right there. That little dot, that little speck in there, that's Moses. And you see the other elephant heads down here, down lower. So, oh good, I hit an hour. That's why I was trying to hit an hour. And this is how you doing? Good. Yeah, see her standing there waving. This is her face here. There's an eye, her mouth. And then she's wearing shorts. She's wearing shorts with a pull rope. These are her shorts. And there's other figures. See, there's another woman over here. So, there we go. Okay, I'm done. Only 4 people watching now. I was up to 10. Take it easy.